Hey guys, this is Matt with 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. Today, I'm in Port Jefferson on Long Island, New York, and I'm headed out kayaking. All right, let's go ahead and get this kayak set up. All right, and we're paddling. It's a beautiful day today, guys. We are in Port Jefferson on Long Island, New York, and we're headed out kayaking into Port Jefferson Harbor. Way off in the distance, straight ahead of us, is the Port Jefferson ferry. That's a ferry that runs from Port Jefferson on Long Island to Bridgeport, Connecticut. The high temperature today is 45 degrees Fahrenheit. This water is still frigid, so I'm wearing a dry suit for protection. And guys, this is my first official kayaking trip of spring. We're gonna kind of head towards the Port Jeff ferry, and then we'll probably head in and paddle along the shoreline for a bit. All right, you can see that ferry inching closer. Probably kicking off a bit of a wake, so we'll see when we get closer. The winds today are supposed to be 10 miles an hour and under. The front of that ferry says Park City. You can see right now beyond the ferry, there's some smokestacks. That's a power plant back there. So, looks to me like there's probably 2 ferries running today. I think sometimes they have more. Right before I got my kayak set up, I saw one leave. And now that we're heading out, this one's coming back. All right, we got some waves right here. Just a little bit of chop from the ferry. Not too bad. He was moving nice and slow. So during this paddle, we're going to check out a couple scenic spots. There's a spot called Pirates Cove. There's an area that's called McAllister Park that's really cool. We're going to paddle through the channel at the mouth of Port Jefferson Harbor, and we're going to circle back. We're probably going to paddle anywhere between 5 and 6 miles today. So right now, straight ahead of us, we're pointing in the direction of Pirates Cove and McAllister Park. And to the left is the channel entering Port Jefferson Harbor. And just beyond that channel is the Long Island Sound. The Long Island Sound is a massive waterway between Long Island and Connecticut. So guys, I think this is gonna be the beginning of a little series that I'm gonna do. I have this book. It's called Paddling Long Island and New York City. And it lists in there lots and lots of different areas to paddle, launch locations, routes to take. And with spring being here, I want to get out in the kayak more. So I think what I plan to do is pick a new location in the book and head out kayaking. And we're gonna knock out a whole bunch of those kayak trips in that book. So this will be the first of an ongoing series of kayaking trips. Man, up here to the right on top of these bluffs, there are some beautiful homes. The North Shore of Long Island is definitely well known for some incredible homes. Certainly nothing I can afford. Now we're getting a little bit closer to the shoreline. I can see the bottom, maybe about 5 feet of water. It's a beautiful white house up there to my right. A lot of these houses have piers that head out into the water. You can see this one straight in front of us. Looks like over here they need to put the dock back out. But that's the walkway that would go down to the dock. We're gonna pass a few more. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a huge house up on top of that bluff up there. All right, now we're really skirting the shoreline. Probably about 2 feet of water beneath me. I can see it's very rocky. The North Shore of Long Island is very rocky. Like that entire beach is nothing but rocks. You know, I'm really curious, and I would like to hear from you guys in the comments. But let me know what type of content you like the most that I make. If it's kayaking content, let me know. Exploring abandoned places, let me know. Camping, urban adventures, kayaking in New York City, different polluted waterways. Just let me know in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys like the most. I try to switch it up and be creative. But as always, I really appreciate you guys watching and supporting my channel. All right, we're gonna see if we can just paddle right through and under this section here. These pilings straight ahead are pretty cool. We'll just kayak through them. And actually straight ahead is some type of concrete structure that looks like it has a hole in the wall. Maybe we'll pull the kayak out of the water and go check out that concrete structure. But yeah, just to the left here is Pirates Cove and McAllister Park. Yeah, this looks really cool. All right, you can see I got my kayak pulled out of the water. This is such a beautiful area, guys. But yeah, right up here. Let's go check this out. All right, let's see what's in here. Bunch of graffiti. Looks like there's another hole right here. Yeah, this is really interesting. Just seems to be a concrete structure with two sides to it. So we'll just walk all the way down here and check it out. Yeah, this is really cool. Looks like there's an opening to the outside, straight ahead. Oh, look at that. Straight up above us, there's a little bit of an opening. All right, I got my kayak out in the open. I don't want to leave it out there too long, so we're going to make our way back out to the kayak. Yeah, that was a nice little surprise. All right, we'll head back out to the kayak. All right, we are back out on the water. And when I was looking at the hourly forecast for the wind, it said that at one point it was supposed to drop to about 2 miles per hour. So I think that moment is here. The wind is very light, and you can see the water. It's very flat. Rocky shoreline here to my right. So as we go in straight ahead towards that sand hill or dune, I don't know what you want to call it, but we're going to climb up that. But we're going to paddle into this cove, and we're going to hike up that hill. And there is some incredible views from the top over there. In the summertime, this whole area will be filled with people hanging out in their boats, anchored, just enjoying the day. What a beautiful day today is. I can't get over it. I think I'm going to turn to the left and pull the kayak out near those rocks over there. I'll tell you, that breeze right now feels really good. Look how steep this is to the right. I gotta be careful. There's some big boulders underneath me. Yeah, here we go. This water looks amazing. Nice and clear. Just beautiful. All right, we're here. All right, I pulled the kayak out of the water right over here. I put it up above the high tide line, and we're gonna go for a walk up on top of these bluffs and check out the incredible views. All right, let's head up this sandy hill. All right, we made it. All right, we are on top. Check out these incredible 360-degree views. All right, this is the Port Jeff Inlet. I'm gonna climb up these rocks, get a better vantage point. Yeah, so here's the inlet. So beautiful out here. And check out this channel marker right here. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can hear it, but off in the distance, that buoy has a bell on it that's ringing. I tell you, I'm so happy I came out here today. Such a perfect day for this trip. In a little while, I'm going to jump back into the kayak, and we're going to kayak out here into this channel. The winds are calm, the water's calm. Couldn't have asked for a better day. All right, I'm gonna hike back to my kayak and we're gonna head back out on the water. All right, we are back out on the water again. Look how nice and calm this water is. Beautiful sun shining day. Port Jefferson has a history that goes back a long time for shipbuilding. I'm not quite sure what that is. So we're still in Pirates Cove at McAllister Park, and we're gonna paddle out around to the right hand side to the Port Jeff Inlet. This time of year is so perfect for being out on the water because we literally have it all to ourselves. There's the ferry again coming in. So that's good news because that tells me that a ferry won't be coming through the inlet for a little while. I don't want to be going through the inlet and have a ferry coming through at the same time. Now I'm paddling right into the sun, and just look at that sun glistening off the water. There's some pretty cool rock formations over here to the right. And I just have to be careful because there's some old pilings here. You can see them right here to the right and to the left. All right, now we're headed directly for the inlet. I don't know if this steel is part of an old ship or if it's part of some old sheet piling. I'm not sure. Might just be sheet piling. Just all rusted out, crumbling. And then up here we have just some wooden pilings. All right, I'm gonna round this corner here. And we're gonna shift to the right a bit. And we'll be entering the Port Jeff Inlet. I think I'll just stay close to shore for now. So directly ahead of us is the Long Island Sound, and way off in the distance across the Long Island Sound is Connecticut. All right, so far so good. We're making progress through the inlet here. See that big channel marker up there to the right? It's fun paddling along these boulders. It's probably at least 8 to 10 feet deep below me. Water's pretty clear. So it is nice that this channel is a 5-mile-an-hour zone. I don't see any boats behind me. I want to head across to this red buoy. It's got a bell on it. I want to get close to it. red channel marker number 2. You can see the bells, and then they have these little things swinging that hits the bell. It says U.S. Coast Guard. Yeah, and we're just holding on to the buoy. That's really cool. All right, I'm gonna head back into the channel, back towards Port Jefferson. Visibility is really good. I can see all the way into Port Jefferson, and I'll be able to see when the ferry's coming back out. This is red marker 2A. It says 5 miles per hour, no wake in all channels. And once again, straight ahead of us, you can see those smokestacks. Oh, look at the brant geese. So this area, guys, is considered Suffolk County. And one thing about Long Island that a lot of people don't realize, especially the further you go out east, there are so many beautiful areas of nature. Long Island is obviously surrounded by water, so there are just so many different areas to paddle. So scenic. And look at this beautiful water that I'm paddling in right now. All right, the ferry just blew its horn, so it's going to be heading out, and it'll be going in the opposite direction of us. All right, the ferry's straight ahead of us. It's such a cool ferry. I wonder how many cars it actually holds. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. So we're gonna head straight into this wake. Here we go. Woohoo! Those smokestacks look like they have pretty fresh paint on them. The red and white is really glossy. Looks nice. And straight ahead of us, I wanted to paddle past here. You can see how there's some homes up on these bluffs, and they have stairs that come down to their little beach houses. It's really cool. We'll get a little closer. Off to the left, it looks like some kind of trawler over there. Yeah, this is pretty cool. These little beach houses. They certainly have some steep stairs to go up and down anytime they want to come down to the beach. Look at this one. Up here on the right. That's beautiful. Red and white beach house. You know, I think that's just like part of the property, and the main house is up top. And this is just their little beach house. They have some kayaks, paddle boards. That's really nice. I could live in that right there. Be perfect. Now we're really close to the smokestacks. So right here on these pilings, no trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. So we're allowed to be on this side. We're not going to go on the other side. See, here's another sign. And of course they have it clearly posted. The signs up there say, warning, dangerous cargo, no open lights, no visitors, no smoking, fuel, oil storage tanks. To the right here it says double skin 506. Looks like a big fuel barge. And I believe that's the same company that I've seen on the Gowanus Canal. They have fuel barges over there. And I don't think this is going to move anywhere right now, so I can see a skim boom going all the way around it. So I'm not worried about them trying to pull away from the dock. Massive tugboat right here, Charleston. I believe that company is Victory. Charleston, Baltimore, Maryland. I need to see if it looks like the ferry's coming in. Turn a little bit. No, I don't see anything at all. So right here is where the ferry would pull in. So all these white buildings ahead of us. It's Port Jefferson. It's just a quaint little town. I've been here for brunch and other street fairs, things of that sort. It's a great little town. Yeah, this is definitely a little sailing school. Looks like they're tacking back and forth between some buoys. There's two people out here on like little Boston whalers, probably coaches. Those little sailboats are cool. Here's that trawler to the right. It says Seawolf on the back. Alright guys, straight ahead is where I launched. I want to thank you guys for watching 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did. And we'll see you guys on the next one.